Racing Queensland may not have the big budget of some of the eastern states' regulatory bodies, but what it does have is some great staff rehoming our thoroughbreds away from the racetrack. Last week we had a beautiful story with Life with Horses here in Queensland, but I really wanted to follow up with Racing Queensland and your off-track programs. You've had such great programs running for some time now, but you're always developing new ones.
Yes, correct. Yeah, we've been up and running for 3 years here in Queensland now. We launched the Queensland Off the Track program with 4 major initiatives: our subsidised lessons program, the Acknowledged Retrainers program, our Queensland Off the Track grants program, and an event sponsorship program. And we've recently built on those initiatives and expanded them, and then introduced some new major initiatives as well.
Touching on some of those earlier ones, just interested, the Acknowledged Retrainers program, how do people apply for that, and sort of how do you safeguard that the retrainers are doing the right thing?
Sure, so our Acknowledged Retrainers program is our official retraining and rehoming program for Queensland. So we now have a statewide network of 20 retrainers, and what we do in that program is the racing owners and trainers connect directly with one of our Acknowledged Retrainers should they need assistance with rehoming their horse once they retire from racing. So our Acknowledged Retrainers go through a robust process to become acknowledged through our program. It's quite a thorough application form. It's inclusive of a property site assessment as well, and also a number of references. So reference from their regular veterinarian who attends to those horses and can vouch for the care and welfare of those horses, as well as licensed references from racing industry participants who've utilised that retrainer's services before, coaching references, farrier references. It's quite a thorough process.
And with the Queensland Off-Track Grants program, which obviously helps someone like Kat with Life with Horses, again, I guess, you're not just sort of ploughing money in, you're actually putting that towards things that are needed for these thoroughbreds.
Correct. So the therapy grant, what it does is it supports not-for-profit organisations and charities who use retired racehorses as part of their core business services to deliver therapy to individuals. So through that grant, what we provide is funding to assist with the care and welfare of the horses used in that program. So we support the veterinary bills, farrier costs, and the feed costs for the retired racehorses.
So it actually is going directly to the horses, which is really great. And of course, as far as, RDA, you were just saying, before we were just chatting, and riding for disabled in Queensland has sort of been hesitant to take on thoroughbreds, but you can really help them to have these animals that we've talked about it before. They do metabolise differently. They do need more feed than some breeds, and their hooves need doing, etc. But those things, has there been a greater uptake within riding for disabled?
We've seen a much greater uptake. So the first year we rolled out the grants program, we had 8 successful applicants, and this year we've had 21 successful applicants. So we've seen quite a number of Riding for Disabled Association of Queensland centres jump on board, and they're now using retired racehorses thanks to the support that we provide.
I was really pleased to see Racing Queensland with the off-track program partnering with Save a Horse Australia. Now, I've seen a lot of this organisation, or SAHA as it's called, that really help not just thoroughbreds but standard breds. That's part of the charter, of course, of Racing Queensland as well. That could be at risk, and it's a great partnership with SAHA.
Yes, it certainly is. We're thrilled to partner with an organisation like SAHA. This is our really important safety net partnership for Queensland. So what we wanted to address is aftercare of racehorses well beyond their exit from the racing industry, and if they become vulnerable or at risk at later stages of their lives. So what we did is, working with SAHA through the therapy and Queensland Off the Track grants program, established that there is no one operating on that size, scope and scale in Queensland who does that work and does it well like SAHA. So through the partnership, we now support retired racehorses should they become vulnerable or at risk at later stages of their lives, and we provide funding to Save a Horse Australia for all of the horse management costs that they may encounter in rehabilitating and rehoming those horses.
And nutrition is one of those things, obviously, that a lot of people that are very experienced in the equestrian world still don't really fully understand the nutritional needs of a thoroughbred. So tell us what you've done in that space.
Yeah, so we've recently partnered with Pride's Easy Feed and Equalise Horse Nutrition to assist the new owners of off-the-track horses in how to feed an off-the-track racehorse. Not only transitioning them from a full feeding regime from on the track to now perhaps an equestrian career or pleasure, companion horse, and what nutritional requirements are needed for horses during that transition.
So is that actually giving, Prides are helping sort of giving feed away, or is it actually information that people can access to learn more?
The partnership addresses both. So Pride's Easy Feed provide a $100 gift redemption voucher for any off-the-track horse who's rehomed here in Queensland. And then we provide education through Equalise Horse Nutrition to then educate those owners on how to appropriately feed those horses, and also things that they might encounter and how to address those issues. So there's a range of education videos that owners in off-the-track clubhouse can access through Queensland.
And show jumping. I mean, there's some fantastic sort of initiatives here, the show jumping showcase, and of course partnering with Magic Millions. Now, the Queensland Off-the-Track Cup, because I know, it's been fabulous, Magic Millions with their carnival, what they do up here for Queensland, and so many people from all around Australia and overseas. But the show jumping was, for other breeds really than thoroughbreds. So tell us about now the cup that is for thoroughbreds only. It's so exciting.
We are so excited about this event. So what we really wanted to do is reinvest in the equestrian community who do such a great job at retraining and rehoming former racehorses. We know that our racehorses are athletic and excel in their careers on the track, and they also do off the track in show jumping. So we saw many show jumpers over the last couple of decades gravitate to more warm bloods and purposely bred horses for show jumping. So what we wanted to do through our partnerships with the RNA and also through Magic Millions is to incentivise competitions, stimulate demand for retired thoroughbreds and get them back in the show jumping ring.
Oh, that's going to be fabulous in January 2024. But obviously Racing Queensland, you're a bit more in the model of a Thoroughcare SA, not as big a state, as big, of money that can actually go into these schemes. How do you learn about, are you looking overseas or sort of talking to interstate bodies? How do you kind of develop these programs?
There's quite a lot of collaboration between the welfare and the off-the-track teams through each state in Australia. We're regularly in contact with each other. We learn from each other's programs. Obviously, every state operates differently depending on the needs and requirements of that state, whether it's racing population or the geographical challenges. But it was really important for us when we developed the Queensland Off the Track program to look at all of the models and find a best fit for Queensland. We also felt it was extremely important to address racehorse aftercare via a multifaceted approach. It wasn't just about retraining and rehoming. It was about providing a safety net for later in life. It was about stimulating demand for the breed, showcasing what they can do, their versatility. So for us, we based our program off the principles of aftercare that are set by the International Forum of the aftercare of racehorses, and really look to address aftercare from every approach.
And of course, Grace, the Racing Minister here in Queensland, she launched your grants program, the off-track grants program. So important for government really to understand, from the point of view of a government regulatory body for racing, that they understand just how important this is.
Absolutely, and Racing Minister Grace is incredibly supportive of the Off the Track program. She's announced many of our initiatives that have launched to date and was actually present at the Queensland Off the Track program show jumping showcase at the RNA to cheer on our horses in the show jumping arena earlier this year.
So there are lots more things planned, I'm sure, but a big 2024 to sort of manage all these programs for Racing Queensland Off the Track.
Yeah, so we've launched the 7 major initiatives to date, and we have another 4 major initiatives to launch in 2024. So we're incredibly excited to continually expand the program and support the owners of off the track horses.